all odds, where we make statistics count. 3-year-old Kevin and Alan are twins. They're being fitted out with motion detectors for a study of one of the oldest and most controversial questions about what makes us who we are: the genes we were born with, or the environment we grew up in. It's a question Kim Sedino is often asked once people know what she does.
They're usually disappointed because they don't usually say, how much is it? They say, is it genes or environment? And I say it's both. And that's not the answer they want. They always want to pit one against the other.
The classic correlation study of genes versus environment was done in the 1980s with subjects like Jerry Levy and Mark Newman, identical twins separated at birth and raised in different families. They didn't meet until they were in their 30s. Mark recalled his first impression of his twin brother.
He's big like me. He's got a big nose like me and glasses like me. And he was wearing a baseball cap, and when he pulled the baseball cap off, I'm like, oh, hell, he's bald like me.
As well as looking alike, the two had a lot of other things in common. Mark installed burglar alarms, Jerry fire alarms. Both held their beer cans with a pinky at the bottom. And both were captains in volunteer fire departments, a remarkable coincidence to all but the twins themselves.
Well, I guess I always wanted to be a fireman. And then I find out that my brother's a fireman. It's not strange. He's got to be a fireman. Only because firemen aren't made. Firemen are born.
Does that mean being a fireman is genetic? Stories like Jerry and Mark's might make you think so. Since they were raised in different families, the most likely explanation for their similarity lies in their genes. Seeing an opportunity to assess the relative roles of environment and heredity, during the 1980s, University of Minnesota psychologists studied dozens of identical twins raised apart.
Who's going to go first?
You. Like the other twin pairs, these recently reunited sisters underwent a week of intensive testing. The question was how similar they were. In other words, how closely correlated were they for certain traits? These included not only physical traits, but also psychological traits, such as how they react to the imminent popping of a balloon. The twins were also given personality and intelligence tests. The same battery of tests was also given to twins raised together.
In the case of identical twins reared apart, the only reason they ought to be alike is that they share genes in common. So the measure of correlation or similarity between them reflects the effects of genes. The contrast is identical twins who are reared in their own family. There are two major reasons why they should be alike. One of the reasons is common genes or heredity. The other is common family environment. Consequently, you can compare identical twins reared together and identical twins reared apart, and the difference in the size of the correlation tells you the influence of the common family environment.